of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. I, Sam Cho,
I, Sam Cho,
having been duly elected to the office of Port of Seattle Commissioner, position number 2,
having been duly elected to the office of Port of Seattle, position number 2,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of this office
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of this office
as prescribed by law
as prescribed by law
and to the best of my ability,
and to the best of my ability,
and that I will support and maintain
and that I will support and maintain
the Constitution of the State of Washington
the Constitution of the State of Washington
and of the United States of America.
and of the United States of America.
Congratulations.
선서
시애틀항만청 의원
시애틀항만청 의원
제2직에
제2직에
정식으로 선출된
나 조세현은 나의 능력을
최대한 발휘하여 법에 규정된 의원의 직무를 충실하고 공정하게 수행하며 워싱턴주와 미국 헌법을 준수하고 동의할 것을 엄숙히 선서합니다. 2020년 6월 7일
I want to thank my new colleagues, Commissioners Hawkins, Bellman, Steinberg, for the warm welcome to the Commission. And I also want to thank Director Steve Metrick and all the court staff, who over the last 2 months have made it a priority to cram as much information into my head as possible. And of course, my family and friends who have taken the time out of their day to be here on this occasion. You know, I've come to realize that there's a reason why when we have good news, we feel the need to share it with others. It's not just because Facebook makes it easy, but because our experiences are collectively enhanced when they are shared with one another. So I just want to thank everyone here today for coming out to share and enhance this experience. In the late 80s, a young, unsuspecting couple from South Korea immigrated to the United States through the Port of Seattle. In just a little over 30 years, within a single generation, their son was just sworn in as a commissioner at the Port of Seattle. That couple is obviously my parents. My mom, who just administered my oath in Korean, and my dad, who is here with us today. You know, by nature of running for the Port Commission, I've had the opportunity to go to every corner of King County and meet with voters from all walks of life. And one of the things that I've come to appreciate is that we are very fortunate to be living in a county that is as prosperous and diverse as King County is. But in that same realization, I also recognize that my being here is complete happenstance. I'm here because I happen to be born to parents who had the courage to leave their home country to seek a better life in Emerald. I happen to grow up in a neighborhood that's safe with good schools. In other words, I was dealt a pretty good hand. And I don't mean to make this or these remarks a political statement, but I feel compelled to mention that, as I'm sure many of you are aware by now, over the weekend there were reports of Iranian Americans being detained for long periods of time by CBP at our northern border. These days, I'm forced to wonder if my parents tried to immigrate to this country today, would they be stopped at the border? What if it was North Korea instead of Iran? If they immigrated today, would they find the same success? Would I have been dealt the same hand? Would a future me be standing here? Now, I know that I'm relatively young, but I've been in enough important rooms to know that at the core of every conflict are differences. Oftentimes differences in policy, differences in priorities, sometimes differences in values. But I also know that it's okay to have differences. Over the next 4 years, I have no doubt that I will have differences with my colleagues and with stakeholders, and that's okay. But I'm reminded of a speech that John F. Kennedy once gave at my alma mater, American University, in which he said, quote, "If we cannot end now our differences, at least we can help them make the world safe for diversity." For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's futures, and we are all mortal. I ran for this office because I see in the port an institution that serves as a gateway to the Pacific Northwest, the single largest economic engine that can create opportunities for families regardless of the hand that they are dealt. An institution that has an outsized role in tackling climate change and ending human trafficking. And so I hope that in the next 4 years, we can work towards solving some of our greatest challenges and creating a port of Seattle that is not just a safe place, but one that embraces and continues to celebrate diversity. Thank you.
예, 이제 당선된 지 2달이나 지났는데 인재 실감이 나네요. 제가 커미셔너가 됐다는 게 그동안 많은 걸 배웠지만 아직도 배울 게 많은 것 같습니다.
오늘 한국어로도 진행하셨어요, 선서를.
예.
아이디어 내셨다고 하셨는데
예.
어떤 마음으로?
먼저 제가 이제 교포지만 미국에서 태어났고 자랐지만 부모님께서는 한국에서 오신 분이고 제 뿌리가 한국이기 때문에 저는 이제 약간 respect and homage to my culture, my heritage 이런 의미로 한국어로 하는 것 같습니다.
퍼스트 커미셔너 이제 최연소로 되셨는데 앞으로 지금 계획하고 있는 어떤 프로젝트나 바라는 것들 있으면 이야기해 주시죠.
지금 킹 카운티가 미국에서 가장 빨리 경제 개발하고 성장하는 지역구 중에 하나거든요. 그래서 지금 항구도 그렇지만 지금 공항에서 많은 힘든 면이 많아요. 그렇기 때문에 이제 앞으로 정책 세우고 계획 세우고 우리 킹 카운티가 어떻게 성장을 할 건지 이제 플래닝 좀 하고요. 그리고 앞으로 제가 선거 동안 하는 정책들, 환경이나 휴먼 트래피킹에 대한 많이 할 생각입니다.
마지막으로 한인 사회 한마디.
네, 그동안 저희 선거를 많이 따라주시고 많이 후원해주시고 서포트 많이 해주신 우리 한인 커뮤니티에 너무 감사하고요. 이제 시작이지만 앞으로 열심히 하고 계속 지켜봐줬으면 좋겠습니다.
Right there. Fred, right in there. Brian's looking good. Stephanie's looking good. Good. We're going to back up just a little bit like that. Good. Excellent. Oh, this is lovely. All right. Good. One more time. Did I say one more time? Okay, here we go.
What is he doing tonight?
You want to do this too?
Excellent.
더욱더 낮아지고 배우는 거는 더욱더 높아져서 주어진 4년 임기 동안에 정말 최선을 다하는 그래서 후회도 없고 임기 동안에 뭔가를 발전을 이뤄낼 수 있는 그런 좋은 소식들도 계속 연애 맺었으면 좋겠습니다.
시애틀 동포 사회에 한인 동포 사회에 정말 자랑하고 제 자신이 너무 감격스러워 정말 눈물이 납니다. 그리고 무엇보다도 어떻게 한국말로 엄마가 선서하는 걸 할 수가 있었는지 와 저는 너무 감격스러웠고요. 워싱턴 주가 아니라 미 전국에서도 처음 있었던 일 같아요. 그래서 샘 조가 정말 우리 한국 사람, 한국인을 너무 생각하는 것 같아서 한인 동포의 한 사람으로서 저는 정말 끝까지 샘 조를 서포트하겠습니다. 그리고 우리 정말 우리 대한의 아들이고 대한민국의 아들이고 우리 한인 동포 사회의 자랑이라고 생각하고요. 앞으로도 이렇게 샘 조 같은 사람이 많이 나올 수 있도록 우리가 정말 정치인 발굴하는 데도 애를 써야 되고요.
First, I'd like to take this opportunity to express my appreciation for all of you that have made my first term on the Commission productive, rewarding, and usually enjoyable. I'm proud of what I've been able to accomplish with my Commission colleagues and many of the stakeholders for the past 4 years. I'd like to begin by recognizing and expressing gratitude where we stand. Tribute to the hiring of Executive Steve Metrick. While Admiral Metrick had been at Port's helm for just 2 years, I had the pleasure of working with him for the past dozen prior, when he was the region's captain of the port, where he conducted himself with distinction and continues to do so at the port.
So before I pass the gavel over officially to Commissioner Steinbrück, I wanted to just do a quick review of the year because I think that it's important to recognize all of the work that our staff did and the Commission did in 2019. I don't want to go into an exhaustive list, but it was a long year. And it started off with beginning in January with the federal government shutdown, which was the longest shutdown in our nation's history. And it affected our airport in particular with the layoff of our TSA officers. And I want to say a big thank you to the Port of Seattle staff and our community partners. Within 36 hours, they reached out to provide resource fare to the TSA officers, which I think was really a lifeline for those folks that were really suffering during the shutdown. And that was just the first week of the year. From there, we went on to make major investments on behalf of the Port of Seattle in what I call the Port of the Future. The two big things we worked on, all five of us together, and with Commissioner Gregoire, I'm sorry she's not here, but so happy to have Commissioner Cho. We signed a deal for Terminal 5, a long-term tenant, and made more than a $500 million investment in that terminal so it can handle the largest container ships in the world.